and not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You're not the car you drive. You're not the contents of your wallet. You're not your fucking khakis.
You are your job. You are how much money you have in the bank. You are the car that you drive. You are the contents of your wallet. You are your grande lattes. We are whatever we consume. The Balenciaga fiasco inspired this. It is how what we consume and through what we consume that we project and cycle the immaterial or metaphysical constituent elements of our reality, like our morality and values. We don't just consume physical goods, we also consume the values and ideas embedded in the product when we consume it. As human beings, our egos are predicated on collections of habits and choices. These choices include products that we consume. Every product consumed also has an identity. It is this identity that marketers market, generally categorically associated with higher order values. For example, if you habitually consume fruits, one might likely infer that you are healthy, because fruit consumption is associated with cultural notions of health. One can see how consumption of something, the choice of the product and what it represents, contributes to the formation of the substructures of who each of us are, or who we collectively believe we are. We consume media constantly in today's technological age, and arguably, the consumption of media more intimately impacts and structures our egos than other types of products. The Balenciaga ad was a piece of media. When we lazily respond as a culture to a force deemed negative by mass consensus. By lazy, I mean we fail to snuff out the evil contained in it as an idea, that very idea core to the prompting of the outrage. When we respond lazily to that, we only end up suppressing it rather than killing it. It still remains penetrated and subconsciously established in the cultural psyche. It then festers in a dark corner and softly begins to pervade like some parasite feeding on our lighter energies and transmuting it into something dark, where it remains seemingly dormant, but incubating psychically, over time corrupting its host, making it perverse. Unfortunately, as a culture, the West is obsessed with secretly fetishizing everything that it reviles, and over time, this just comes to synthesize and becomes the new norm. The roots of this can be found in an inversion of the Christian heritage, perhaps. But this is a complex topic worthy of its own explication. Wearing Balenciagas in the future will arguably be extra edgy, perfectly in line with the brand's dark, dystopian punk aesthetic. It will have gained a renewed shock value, usable by the right cultural figure in the future because of this controversy. It will likely cause outrage when used, generating media attention. However, all PR can be good PR, especially for the right figurehead. Media contextualizes narrative through the format in which it is presented, and over time, this will create a change in the context of the Balenciaga outrage narrative, leading to a sort of subconscious meta-acceptance of the original evil, which is actually the original patient zero evil. Unless the collective institutions of mankind, which represent collective cultural forces organized in material action and practice, I'm referring to those institutions that construct the supergroup's ego or who I am. Unless these institutions very publicly and sincerely condemn not exactly the brand or the product, but the architects of the advert and the attempted transmission of demonic moral values embedded in the advertising itself, unless it's addressed in our realm through some measurable, publicized action that reverberates culturally, of which I personally don't conclusively know what might be the most appropriate institutions to act, or what appropriate action is in fact necessary to remedy this transmission of evil. Until the collective will of humanity, or the collective will of this culture, is moved to actually prove the substance of its outrage and morals, whereby forcing the architects of said adverts to necessarily accept responsibility, motivating the brand or brands to consciously reorient as a cultural vehicle, and prompting us as a collective to take actual responsibility of the choices of our consumption. Any morally motivated paroxysm the collective has performed is akin to the cries of a child who is crying itself to sleep. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Kill us some pink, baby.
It's not that serious, bro.